right now on CBS 4 News.
I'm Dave Warren. Flooding downpours in the area, and they're on the move. I'll show you where they're headed and what it means for your evening.
And water everywhere. There are several flood advisories in effect throughout South Florida.
Disturbing allegations. A local school bus driver under arrest for what police say he did to a little girl.
Plus, sentencing day, convicted murderer Deontay Resselis learns his fate. Reaction from court. We're live on air and always streaming on CBS News Miami with the CBS News app. Good evening, I'm Lauren Pastrana.
And I'm Carly Barnett in for Elliot Rodriguez. CBS 4 News at 5 starts right now.
This is CBS 4 News at 5.
Now at 5, showers and storms impacting South Florida. From soaked streets to a partial roof collapse.
We looked through the cameras and we would see like debris and it was water.
Really... Tonight, CBS 4 is on the storm watch.
Quite a mess out there, and a flood advisory is in effect for parts of South Florida. We're keeping a close watch on the radar tonight as showers and storms continue to move through the area.
We have live team weather coverage tonight. CBS 4's Jacqueline Quinn is looking at the impact the weather is having on our roads and our businesses.
But our team coverage begins with meteorologist Dave Warren for a check of the forecast. Dave?
Yes, first want to begin with the flood advisories here. They are weekend, the sunshine, the heat, they're back. I'll look at those numbers in a little bit.
Thank you. The storms that started overnight and carried into today have caused flooding and damage in parts of South Florida.
Our team coverage continues now with CBS 4's Jacqueline Quinn with a look at what happened. Jacqueline?
Yeah, you know what? There is still a bit of water on the road. This is Visit Check Those for now. Reporting in Miami, I'm Jacqueline Quinn, CBS 4 News.
Jacqueline, thank you. And Mother Nature may be to blame for this scene in Miami Lakes, a possible lightning strike at a home there. Miami-Dade Fire Rescue responding to the call. People who live at the home say there was smoke after lightning in the area. And if you see bad weather happening and can shoot video or take pictures safely, please send it to us. Our email is cbs4pics@cbs.com. You may see your content on TV and online.
A South Florida school bus driver accused of disturbing crimes on a child remains behind bars with no bond tonight. Police say he took advantage of a little girl. CBS 4's Ashley Dyer joins us from Miami.
The little girl told her sister, Ashley Dyer, CBS 4 News.
Convicted murderer Deontay Resselis officially learned that he will spend the rest of his life in prison. During today's sentencing, Resselis, as well as family members of the Davie woman he killed in 2014, Jill Halliburton Sue.
CBS 4's Ted Scouten joins us with what they said today in court. Ted.
Well, Carly and Lauren, certainly emotional and raw words from the family of Jill Halliburton Sue. This happened at the sentencing hearing for her who found her body. Live in Fort Lauderdale, Ted Scouten, CBS 4 News.
Ted, thank you. It took jurors less than an hour to deliberate in the trial of a former Broward Sheriff's deputy accused of beating an inmate who was handcuffed to a hospital bed.
We, the jury, finds as follows to the defendant in this case. The defendant is not guilty.
A sigh of relief from George Sobrino after the not guilty verdict was read. Sobrino was acquitted of all charges and hugged his attorney, family, and friends before walking out of the courtroom. We caught up with his attorney moments after.
And this was a jury of our community. This was a jury of minorities, of everyone. So this was a great jury. They saw the truth. They saw the whole video, and they came to the right verdict, which was not guilty, and we're really happy. And it's been an honor for Mike and I to represent Mr. Sobrino. And
Sobrino was fired shortly after the incident by Sheriff Gregory Toney. His attorney says he wants his job back, and they plan on taking the next step, which is arbitration, in an effort to get Sobrino back on the force. Also tonight, life in prison. That is the sentence handed down to a former Miami-Dade police officer convicted of molesting several girls. The sentencing hearing for 48-year-old Braulio Gonzalez was held this morning, where two of the victims spoke about what happened to them. Gonzalez was arrested in 2018 after a victim told a psychologist he fondled her several times when she was between 8 and 10 years old.
Loved ones and the cycling community coming together for a final farewell following the deaths of two bicyclists killed on the Rickenbacker Causeway. Yaudis Vera and Ogniana Reyes were both buried at the Caballero Rivera Woodlawn South Cemetery in Miami today. The somber goodbyes come less than a week after the driver of a Jeep struck and killed Vera and Reyes while they were riding their bicycles along the causeway. The driver received several citations but remained on the scene and was not arrested.
Still ahead at 5, new fallout tonight over the mass shooting in Buffalo. The first of the victims laid to rest today as lawyers plan a mega lawsuit. Details next.
COVID cases on the rise in South Florida. Is now the time to get the second booster? What doctors are saying.
And I'm Jim Berry, live in Boston, awaiting the arrival of the Miami Heat. They're looking to pay back the Celtics after last night's embarrassing blowout in Miami. More on all of this coming right up.
I'm Dave Warren, still watching the storms that are moving through the area, which is under a flood advisory that's being extended. Flooding problems will persist this evening, and the storms are on the move. I'll look at the radar and show you where you could expect to see flooding next with the forecast coming up.
We are on the storm watch tonight. The radar is very active with showers and storms, and that rain is triggering flood advisories in parts of South Florida.
CBS 4 meteorologist Dave Warren staying on top of everything that's happening. Dave.
Yes, flood advisories triggered and likely extended. They just extended this up here around Deerfield Beach till 6:30. Likely this could be extended till 5:30 in central Broward County. Tuesday it's warm again. Moisture returns Wednesday, and so do the storms. 86, 87, and 88 to round out the week.
Thank you. The first of the funerals took place today for victims of the mass shooting in Buffalo, New York. And attorneys are now considering going after the gun maker that produced the weapon used in the racist attack. Jerika Duncan reports with the latest from Buffalo.
Jerika Duncan, CBS News, Buffalo, New York.
Tune in tonight to hear more of Jerika's interviews on the CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell.
Meanwhile, the Department of Justice is highlighting new efforts to combat hate crimes. Attorney General Merrick Garland laid out steps the Justice Department is taking to fight these crimes. They include the hiring of a DOJ language coordinator and a $10 million grant program, in part to fund special hotlines to report hate crime incidents.
Last weekend's attack was a painful reminder of the singular impact that hate crimes have not only on individuals, but on entire communities. We commit to using every resource of the Department of Justice to prevent these kinds of acts of hate.
The president of the NAACP met with Attorney General Garland today. The agency has released its own plan following the massacre. It calls on the Department of Justice and Federal Trade Commission to aggressively target misinformation and disinformation on social media platforms that recruit young people to spread hate.
Now at 5, a Florida appeals court has reinstated the Florida congressional map backed by Governor Ron DeSantis. The First District Court of Appeals overturned an injunction placed by a lower court judge, who argued that DeSantis's map unconstitutionally disenfranchised minority voters. The DeSantis map will likely boost the number of Florida seats held by Republicans. Today's order is likely to be appealed to the state Supreme Court.
Miami police will not allow former Haitian President Michel Martelly to perform at a music festival in Little Haiti this weekend. The move comes amid safety concerns following pressure from community members who don't want the controversial politician and singer in the city. Martelly, who is also known as Sweet Mickey, was sent to perform at the Best of Haiti Music Fest, but police say the permit for the event has not even been approved. In a statement to CBS 4 News, Miami police said in part, quote, based on a risk assessment and in the interest of public safety, the Miami Police Department will revoke the event permit due to multiple demonstration events taking place at the same date and time as the event, which would strain the Miami PD's ability to maintain safety.
The Miami Heat are on the road for their next 2 games after last night's loss at home. The Heat are looking for a win in Boston.
It was not looking good yesterday. CBS 4 Sports anchor Jim Berry is live at the hotel where the Heat will be arriving tonight. Jim.
That's right, guys, and they're looking to get the job done tomorrow and or on Monday, guys.
All right, we'll have to see. Jim, thank you.
We need that win on the road. Jim, thanks so much. Now, still ahead on CBS 4 News at 5, COVID cases are climbing in South Florida. With that said, is now the time to get that second booster shot? The answer next at 5:30.
So let's say you take a COVID test and you test positive. What health experts say you need to do immediately after the break.
Inter Miami CF versus New York Red Bulls, Sunday at 6 on MyTV 33. This is CBS 4 News at 5:30.
We are on the storm watch tonight, and the evening commute could look like this for many of you in parts of South Florida. Heavy showers and storms are lighting up the radar tonight, and some areas are under a flood advisory because of it.
CBS 4 meteorologist Dave Warren is keeping an eye on all of it for us. Dave.
Yes, flood advisory. Now the expiration time extends when I come back in just about 10 minutes.
Dave, thank you. In the coronavirus pandemic, COVID cases are rising in South Florida and across the country. So is now the time to get a second booster shot? Here's a look at where things stand right now in South Florida. The last numbers reported by the CDC show Broward County at around 19% of positivity, up about 2.5% from last week. Miami-Dade is at 18.26%, up from 15.5%. Monroe County has been upgraded to medium community spread level and is up about a percentage point from last week. To put this into perspective, the World Health Organization says the positivity rate should be below 5% to lower transmission.
The second booster shot is now available for people over the age of 50 and people with weakened immune systems. CBS 4's Austin Carter spoke with an infectious disease expert about whether now is the time to get it.
Well, the CDC says that most older Americans got their first boost. I'm Austin Carter, CBS 4 News.
Meantime, a highly contagious subvariant of Omicron is being blamed for the recent rise in cases, and recommendations have evolved over the 2 years of the pandemic. So here's what you should do if you test positive.
An Omicron offshoot of injections or infusions for those at higher risk. The sooner you start them, the more effective they'll be.
For people who don't have a regular doctor, there are options. They include going to a test-to-treat facility where you can get tested, see an urgent care provider, and get therapies all at the same place.
Hurricane season is just around the corner, and to help prepare, the state of Florida is offering a tax-free holiday. It lasts from May 28th through June 10th, and the holiday applies to many things, including reusable ice packs, flashlights, batteries, and fire extinguishers. The sales tax exemption does not apply to the repair or rental of any items. For a full list of qualifying items, visit our website, cbsmiami.com.
Well, a tough first two games for the Florida Panthers. The Cats fell at home against the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Now the series heads to Tampa. CBS 4 sports anchor Mike Cuno joins us now with more on the series. Not how we wanted to start it, Mike.
No, and certainly not last night. I mean, you could just feel the air get sucked out of that arena yesterday. Last night might go down as the one that got away. The Panthers have got to sit with this loss for a couple of days before Game 3 starts. Dead silence in the arena yesterday.
Gotta keep it family friendly.
Yeah.
A lot of kids go to those games. Mike, thanks so much. All right, and still ahead at 5:30, all aboard Brightline, looking forward to a bright future. The company is celebrating 3 years of service here in South Florida, and next stop, Orlando, all new at 6.
Need another popular streaming service? What if you could get it for $1? But yes, of course, there's a catch.
Plus, have you ever had a sandwich that was so warm and soft you could just hug it? Now I want to. CBS 4's Lisa Petrillo found one. The all-new Taste of the Town is just ahead.
And still ahead, we have the rain showers. Heavy rain showers now continuing in Broward County, just to the west of this flood advisory. They are moving south. Might see some more flooding this evening before everything winds down. I have all the timing with the complete forecast when I come back.
Now at 5:30, the actor known for playing the Red Power Ranger has been arrested and indicted for wire fraud. Jason Geiger, who also goes by Austin St. John, has pled not guilty. It's for his alleged role in a COVID relief fund scheme. The indictment states that Geiger received a loan of about $225,000 for a business titled St. John Enterprises, but spent it all on personal items like jewelry and cars. He has a detention hearing Tuesday.
Ford is recalling more than 39,000 SUVs because of a fire risk. The affected vehicles are Ford Expedition and Lincoln Navigator SUVs built between December 2020 and April 2021. The company said 16 of those vehicles have spontaneously caught fire. The exact cause of the fires, which are believed to start in the rear passenger side of the engine compartment, is still being investigated. For now, Ford is advising owners to park outdoors away from structures. Streaming service Hulu is hoping to lure new and returning customers with a special promotion. Beginning Friday, Hulu is offering its ad-supported streaming plan for $1 per month for 3 months. After 3 months, it goes to the regular price of $6.99 a month. The deal is being offered through next Friday, May 27th.
That's pretty tempting. Well, if you're a part of this year's graduating class, here's something else tempting. You get a free sweet treat. Krispy Kreme is offering graduating seniors a box of donuts. The free Senior Day dozen includes 8 original glazed donuts and 4 special themed donuts. The senior giveaway is coming up Wednesday, and it's only for a day. But to get your free box, all you have to do is show up to Krispy Kreme wearing some class of 2022 swag, like your cap and gown or a t-shirt.
Sounds like a good deal to me.
Sounds good. Well, still ahead proof tonight. You are never too old to learn something new.
I was coming to the decision, do I really want to do this? And then I was saying, yeah, I really do.
For the first time, we are hearing from the 94-year-old Naples man who just graduated from college, why he decided to go back to school. Next.
I'm meteorologist Dave Warren. We are watching this area closely here in Miami-Dade along the Palmetto because this area of rain is slowly creeping to the south. It's produced flooding up to the north. Could have some more flooding before this all winds down this evening. I'll have the timing coming up with the forecast.
Tonight, we're hearing from the 94-year-old Naples man we first told you about on Wednesday, who's getting his college degree today.
Whenever I had to fill out an application, under the word education, I had to put high school. And that went on for years, and it grated me.
Bob Blum dropped out of college to serve in the Air Force. He worked in sales and started a construction company. In his 90s, he decided to put his education first.
I was coming to the decision, do I really want to do this? And then I was saying, yeah, I really do. This is the end of an era and maybe a start of a new one.
He graduates today from Kaiser University with a bachelor's degree in interdisciplinary studies. Congrats to him.
Hey, it is never too late to pursue a goal. I love it.
Absolutely not. It might be too late if you need to head somewhere and be there soon, Dave. It's going to be slow going on the roads.
Slow going, and it's the next 30 minutes. A big concern here. We are tracking some change in there for Friday. We're watching the radar closely. Any updates, new warnings or watches or advisories, I'll have them coming up at 6 o'clock.
We'll check back with you soon, Dave. Thank you. A brand new YMCA has opened its doors in Fort Lauderdale's Sistrunk corridor. The 4-story, 65,000 square foot building cost more than $20 million to create, and it was built on sacred ground. The L.A. Lee YMCA was once home to the first black hospital that catered to the black community when they were refused care at Broward Health.
It's a true cross-section of the community, providing healthy living, providing education, providing everything that everybody else wants in the community while preserving the history of this sacred ground where the Providence Hospital once stood.
The facility includes multiple exercise facilities, a preschool, classrooms, and retail space to encourage economic growth.
Still ahead, looking for a great sandwich shop? There's a broad selection in South Florida, but tonight we're narrowing it down to Broad Shoulders.
Oh, look at that corned beef Reuben, right, Tom?
Corned beef Reuben.
We are here at Broad Shoulders Sandwich Shop in Fort Lauderdale. It's Taste of the Town. Bring your appetite. It's coming your way on CBS 4 News. Wow!
And coming up, smoking cigarettes is bad for you, and police say so is stealing them. Details at 6. It is time for an all-new edition of Taste of the Town. A Chicago-born chef has taken his love for his hometown's famous hot gourmet sandwiches and set up a shop in a place he's called home for many years now, Fort Lauderdale.
CBS 4's Lisa Petrillo takes a big bite out of Broad Shoulders sandwiches.
As chef and owner of Broad Shoulders Sandwiches. 4 News.
Looks so good. Broad Shoulders is located at 2822 East Commercial Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale.
He was hungry, so he had to open a sandwich shop.
I always learn a lot from Lisa's stories, but what I learned today, Chicago is the city of big shoulders. I never knew.
Now we know.
A little bit of it in Fort Lauderdale now.
Now we know where to get the perfect sandwich,
Looks
apparently.
Good.
That is CBS 4 News at 5:30.
And here's what's next on CBS 4 News at 6.
Right now,